Hi, I'm Matthew from Advisor Tech Partners. I've worked with over 50 different advisory firms that utilize both Redtail and Wealthbox CRM systems. At Advisor Tech Partners, we help financial advisory firms implement the industry's best practice management, workflows, and automations to their firm. We believe that this information should be available to everyone and not hidden behind a paywall. So if you enjoy this content, please feel free to subscribe below and also give us a like and share our content with your fellow people in the industry. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to transfer your Redtail opportunity pipelines and push them over into your new CRM system over at Wealthbox. Now, both Redtail and Wealthbox use a pretty similar pipeline tracking system, so this video should be fairly short, but follow along with us. So first off, I'm going to want to show you where you can actually grab your pipeline opportunity steps, as well as where we can do that in Wealthbox. So we're going to be transferring those stages and those steps, and also too, this would be a great time to really revisit and really try to optimize in your new CRM system what new pipeline you have and what you want to accomplish. So on the first top right corner, we're going to go ahead and click our drop down name. And then after that, we'll click Manage Your Account. And then from Manage Your Account, we are going to see a couple of different options here, but we're going to go ahead and focus on Admins Only. And then under Admins Only, click on the text Manage Database Lists. So from here, you're going to be able to see the opportunities on the bottom right. So this is where we're going to be focusing on today's video. So the first step, and the most important, we're going to want to go ahead and click on the opportunity stages. The opportunity stages are essentially what you track and what your firm tracks. So let's say that you have a couple of different onboarding and prospecting meetings. You're going to want to go ahead and start tracking out your prospects in each meeting. And really of key value add is if you start to look at when those prospects start to drop off. So I'll give you an example. If you have, let's say, 10 people for an introductory call, you know that inevitably, let's say 8 or 7 of those prospects are going to be dropping off. So a good way to start tracking why they didn't move over, or maybe just the amount of prospects that aren't moving forward, is by putting a different stage here that categorizes the did not move forward. Now we all know we can just move them to the close loss, but that's not really giving us any good data out of your CRM. We want to know where and what process are they falling off. So from this page, we can also go ahead and start tracking our opportunities here in Wealthbox. So if I wanted to go ahead and update our opportunities in Wealthbox, I will go to the top right, click on the 3 dots, click Settings, and then after Settings, we are going to want to click on Customizations. And then finally, here from Customizations, on the right-hand side, we're going to go ahead and look at the Pipeline Management, or it might be named as Opportunities. So through our Opportunities, this is a different function that Wealthbox can give and provide your firm. So if you want to manage different types of pipelines. So let's say that you have prospects coming in from a seminar or a dinner seminar, and you track a specific way on how they get onboarded into your firm versus a referral. This is a great way to start tracking those different types of leads that inevitably then turn into prospects. So think about it as you have your prospects up here and you have this big funnel. Let's say you do seminars, then you'll do some YouTube marketing, and then maybe you just do some regular flyers in the mail. You'll want to start tracking how many of those prospects are actually landing into your funnel, so then you can really start refining where your marketing dollars should be. So we're going to go ahead and create a new pipeline, and we're going to call it our prospect pipeline. And think of this as, again, you have your different leads and your different types of lead generating avenues. This is really to start tracking when those leads become serious, when they want to start scheduling their intro calls, their discovery meetings, and then eventually becoming a client of the firm. So we'll go ahead and click the green save button. And since, again, we're right over here in Redtail with our opportunity stages, we'll go ahead and we'll start removing all of the different opportunity stages that we currently have, and we'll create our custom opportunity stages. Now, the only ones that you're not going to be able to get rid of or remove are the won and loss. So again, we find it best when you start tracking your opportunities when they stop following you along the process. So again, let's say you get to a discovery meeting and you figure out that the client is no longer a good fit for the firm, or maybe they're looking for something else. That's a good time to start evaluating why these prospects are not following through. Could be that the referral source that they're coming from isn't a good one in the first place. So this is a great way to start tracking those and really just start getting some good data out of your CRM. So now we're going to go ahead and start transferring our opportunity stages. So we'll just go ahead and copy and paste, click the green create stage button, go ahead and input and get rid of any spaces, and then click the green save button. Now again, we will do this for all of our stages. So in our case, we only have two different onboarding types of meetings. We have our onboarding call, and then we have a discovery meeting. And essentially after those two meetings, we have a pretty good gauge as to if this prospect is really going to turn into a client. And now we can start tracking, is this prospect going to be pushed through into our pipeline, into our funnel, or are they going to be falling off somewhere along the way? Again, this will give you good data, and we'll show you in the pipeline area and opportunities tab how you can start tracking that. The last step here is to go ahead and click that green save button. And now let's go over to the opportunities tab, and we'll show you what it looks like in live action. So on the left hand side, we're going to want to go ahead and click on the opportunities tab here. And on the top left, you're going to see a drop down. So again, just like we talked about, if you have different lead generating avenues and you want to start tracking those in a more orderly fashion, this would be a great way to do this. And inevitably, again, you should only have one real prospect pipeline for your firm, and that's when clients are starting to track their intro calls, their discovery meetings, any other implementation or maybe planned presentation meetings as well. So now we're going to go ahead and click on the prospect pipeline, the one we just created and transferred over from Redtail CRM into our new Wealthbox CRM. So we'll click on prospect pipeline. And now we see we have these different stages along the way. So we have our onboarding calls, we have our did not move onboarding call, discovery meeting, and then we have our discovery meeting did not move forward as well. So again, what this is going to look like is if we're adding a new prospect, let's say we have Joe. And now again, Joe Schmo is going to be our example for this whole series. And let's say they're in our pipeline here, and we are just starting them off as an intro call. But let's say that we actually had already met with him, and maybe Joe's not the best fit for our firm. We'll go ahead and we'll want to start categorizing him under that onboarding call did not move forward. So I'll show you what that looks like here. And again, feel free to add any amounts and probabilities. Really not too of a focus point here that you should be considering, but tracking the amount is a good way to start tracking the dollars that could have been for your firm, and maybe start serving as a real wake-up call to see, like, is this a good time to start tracking this type of data, and what can we do better as a firm? So we'll go ahead, let's say no steps needed, and let's say we had a estimated target date at the end of the year. Description is met with the prospect but was not a great fit because of investment philosophy. So now that we understand this, and now that we know, hey, maybe he's not a really good fit for our firm, and let's say it was going to be $10,000 that we were able to charge, or maybe just having assets under management, we'll go ahead and add that opportunity now. So we can now start tracking the opportunities that didn't move forward, or maybe the ones that actually did. So let's say Joe in our example is a good fit and he should be moving on to a discovery meeting. That's when we can go ahead and start pushing him forward in our pipeline. And again, yours may look a little bit more complex because you may have some different onboarding meetings, like again, a implementation or maybe a plan presentation meeting. But in our case, we're just going to stick with the 2 types of meetings that we have here for onboarding. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and show you here on the bottom, if we start to drag, we can either get rid of this prospect, we can close lost him fully, or we can go ahead and show that he's a 1 client. So I'll show you what that looks like here. If we move him to 1, he's no longer going to show up here. So your pipeline will look clean, and you'll actually be able to see Joe here by clicking on the filter, and then we can go ahead and see all the 1 prospects, when they was closed, for how much. And this is going to allow you to run clean, real data out of your CRM so that, again, you can start focusing on where your marketing dollars should be going. So just to recap, we wanted to show you again where you can find your opportunity stages in your old CRM in Redtail, how to start building them out into your new Wealthbox CRM by going to your settings, customizations, then opportunities, and start managing the different types of pipelines that you have. And then lastly, just really showing you how you can really interact with your pipeline and showing you how to get clean data out of it. Because again, at the end of the day, what we really want to focus on is where those marketing dollars are being spent and if they should continue being spent in those areas. If you haven't already checked out our full YouTube video series on how to transfer your Redtail CRM over to Wealthbox, please click below and find our playlist, and it'll show you 2 different other, and actually 3 different other videos. There's going to be 2 about how to transfer contact card detail information, which is very in-depth and longer videos. And then there's lastly a workflows video on how to transfer over your workflows from Redtail CRM over to Wealthbox.